Hi there, I just wanted to record a splits workshop for those that are interested in doing it. It might be that you want to improve on your splits, or you can already do splits and you just want to keep flexible during your time off, or you may never have done any splits at all, which is great because this is going to take you through a step-by-step guide of how to do it. Please don't worry if you can only go the tiniest bit down, because the more you practice it, the better you'll get. Splits really is one of those things that does take time, so don't be disheartened if you can't do it straight away. Really it needs a lot of practice, and the more time you can put into it, the better. We're going to start off doing 30-second intervals of each of the exercises, but if you do this video over and over again, you might then want to move that up to 45 seconds, up to a minute. Really, the longer you can hold each stretch, the better the result will be at the end, and the faster you'll get your splits. But let's just start off nice and slowly and we'll do our 30-second intervals. A couple of things that you will need for this is 2 cushions, one bigger one and one smaller one. I've got a band here, but really if you don't have one, it isn't a big deal. We'll just use our hands, but I thought while I was here and I had that, I could show you that version as well. And then the other thing you will need is just a stopwatch. So if somebody's in the room with you, they might time you, or just keep an eye on it yourself. So as I said, it's going to be 30-second intervals, so let me get that going. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, if you just like to stand up in straddle. Okay, and we're just going to alternate for 30 seconds, touching our toes. If you can't touch your toes, obviously just go as far down as you can, if that's your knee or your shin. And then, as I said, the more you do this, the lower and lower and the more flexible you will become. Okay, so this time we're going to go forwards and back. So forwards and back. Keep those legs really straight and your back nice and flat as well. Reach as far back as you can in this one. Okay. So this time we're going to do a shoulder stand into a pike hold. So it will be shoulder stand here, pike fold here. So 30 seconds, off you go. If you can, just try and go a little bit further down each time you do your pike fold. Okay, that's our 30 seconds. So this time we're going to be sitting in straddle. And this time we're going forwards and up. Again, even if you can just go just down a little bit, that is perfect. And if you can go a little bit further down, then please do. All the way up and all the way down. Again, trying just to go a little bit further with every stretch that we do. Okay, this time we're going to go from a straddle into a pike. So pike, down, straddle, down. Okay, last one. And then we're going to hold the straddle, and this time we're going to go over side to side. Keeping those knees on top, that's really important. It's more important that your knees stay on top than that you can go down far. If it's just a little reach, then that's perfect. And then just build that up to go a little bit further down each time. 2 more of those. Okay, and this time we're going to slide round and slide back. Touch your toe, hands in front, sitting up, all the way down. That's it. Each time just trying to get that chest a little bit closer to the floor. And last one. Okay, you bring your feet together now, and it's just our butterfly stretch. So pushing your knees down. We're not going to bounce in this one. We're just going to gently push with our elbows, pushing our knees down to the floor. If your knees can reach the floor, you can always lean forwards. That's it, and then forwards a little bit more if you can. Okay, so this time, one foot out straight in front, the other one across, and then we're going to bring that straight leg up, and you're just trying to bring it, this foot, as close in as you can, stretching your hip flexors there. That's it. Walk it in a little bit more. And change leg. So one foot over the other, bring this foot up, and when you can, bring it in again, and again, so that you're really stretching your hip flexors here. Okay, one more. That's it, really close. Okay, still working on our hip flexors. We're going to lie down on the floor, and we're going to bring one knee over the other. We're going to bring our hands through the leg, and then just pull this foot in towards you. The idea is that we want this foot to come as close to our chest as we can. And 5 more seconds. And changing over. Hands linked here, and just bringing your leg in so that this leg is coming close to your chest. Okay, so this time, one leg bent, link your hands here, and then just drawing your knee into your chest. Now this is where we might want to use our band, but as I say, if you haven't got one, then you can just hold your foot here, and you're just trying to extend your foot out in front of you. If you do have the band, bringing it in here, okay? The idea is that you'll bring it as far up as you can. Okay, and change leg. I'll do it without the band this time. So drawing our foot in, our knee into our chest, holding that just for a second. And then holding that foot and bringing it up so it's nice and straight. Try to keep this leg flat on the floor there. Pushing this knee as much as you can. Okay, I think we'll do that one more time. If you get into your position, my stopwatch has just stopped, so let me restart that. Okay, so lying flat on your back, bringing your knee into your chest. And extend that leg and really pulling it as much as you can. Some of you that are really flexible will get your foot much further here. I'm a lot older than you, So yeah, this is about my maximum for now, but some of you, as I say, will get it a lot further back. Let's swap over. And extend that leg. And really remember, try and push this leg down into the ground and pulling back on this leg here. Okay, so we're going to go into some lunges now. First of all, I just want you to bring one leg across here and the other back. So this front leg is bent and this back leg is under, and you're just going to reach down there. Okay, let's swap over with that one. So the other leg is bent, this leg is behind, and just bringing your body down there. Walking your hands slightly further out if you can, and if you can, bringing this leg so it's more of an angle out to the side. That's it, you should really feel it in here. Okay, if you'd like to bring your right leg forward now, and we're just going to make sure that this knee doesn't go over our front toe at any point. So we're just going to come into our forward lunge here, nice straight leg at the back, and holding that. And then we're going to straighten our legs and bring our nose down if we can to touch our knee there. And back into the lunge. And back up. And again. Okay, I'm just going to turn. So we're back here and turn again. Both feet are facing forward into our lunge. Nice straight back leg. This knee isn't going over your toe. And then we're pushing back. And into the lunge again. And back again. And lunge. And back again. So going back round to our first side. This time we're going to drop our back knee and we're going to hold it here and pull it up. When you're practicing your splits, you shouldn't do it to the point where you're in a lot of pain. Obviously, there's going to be a stretch that you'll feel once you've reached your maximum point, but it should never be an uncomfortable, painful stretch. So once you've reached that point where it just feels, yep, that's it, I can't go any further, I can really feel that working, that's where you stop. Don't overdo it. And then we're going to sit back here. So we're sitting back on one leg and nose down on our knee of our forward leg. I'm just going to do that one more time. Can you see already through this stretch, this foot now has got a little bit closer. So every time you do this, you will find that you do go a little bit closer or a little bit further. That's why we have to keep repeating it, because our muscles get used to the flexibility then. That's it. And back you go. Okay, let's do that on the other leg. So bring in this back leg up. You might want to hold the floor to balance you, and if you can, bring in your hand off. and sitting back. And forward. And back. Okay, so now that we've stretched and we're ready to go, we're actually going to give the splits a go, but we are going to break it down. So the first thing I want you to do is to get your bigger cushion of the two, and you're going to pop that on the floor. We're going to start with our right leg. You will find that you do have one leg that's more flexible than the other. Mine is this leg. So as we did before, just leaning into that lunge with the cushion in the middle here. And then we are going to slowly slide our legs down into splits so that you are rested on the cushion. And we're going to hold that for 30 seconds. Off we go. That's it, we're halfway, hold it there. Try to make sure my leg isn't quite actually in line, so I've just moved that just so it is a little bit straighter behind me there. So just keep an eye on your legs. We've got 5 seconds to go. Okay, so guess what? The other leg. So this is my not very good leg at all, as you will soon see, but we'll give it a go. The things I do for you guys, hey? So leaning forwards here, again making sure that this knee doesn't come over this foot. Just give it a stretch there. And down you go. So making sure that this top knee here is facing up to the ceiling, the bottom knee is facing down to the floor, and as I said before, that back leg is really in line. That's it, nearly there. So we're going to move on to a smaller cushion now. If you are very new to this, or you don't have a lot of flexibility, then just stick with the big cushion for now, and then continue to work on this video, and when you're ready you can move on to the smaller cushion. So we're going to do exactly the same, start with the smaller cushion. So right leg out in front, making sure that back leg is in line, down into the lunge, and sliding into splits. Really pushing this knee down into the floor here and making sure this back leg is nice and straight. The toe is underneath. We don't want any toes out to the side. That's it, it should be nicely curled under. As I say, we'll do this for 30 seconds, but the more you practice it, you might want to start pausing this video, and then you can do it up to 45 seconds, a minute, and going forward from there. Really, it wouldn't even hurt later down the line if you hold each one for sort of 2 minutes. Okay, last 5 seconds. Okay, and the other side. So, nice stretch, get that leg ready in line, toe is under, have a little bit of a stretch, and slide down into your splits. Oh, I can feel that. There we go. That's it, halfway there. Just a little bit longer. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this time it's up to you if you want to use your smaller cushion or your bigger one. The bigger one actually will make it more difficult because we're going to what we call overstretch now. So you'll be a little bit higher up if you use your bigger one. So I'm going to do the easier version and use my smaller cushion. So I'm going to put that out in front of me this time. And I'm going to place my right foot onto that and slide down into splits. So this is just taking our foot a little bit off the floor there so that our body isn't as close, so it means that we're now overstretching ourselves a little bit to get us ready for when we do the splits. So holding that one, checking that back foot, mine's a bit naughty, it's not in line, and my toe isn't either, now it is, there we go. So you really do need to check your own body in this one. Again, if you're just balancing here, that's absolutely great. Just go to that point where it does feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not hurting. That's the main thing. It should never hurt you when you're doing this. Trying to stand up nice and tall there. And 5, 4,